Hello guys, welcome back with me. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. European shares flat with all eyes on central bank's move. Reuters European shares declared almost all session lows in volatile session on Monday as investors brace for a week that could see a large interest rate hike by the Federal Reserve and a host of other central banks meetings. The pan-European ST X 600 index, which traded lower for most of the session when it lost up to 1% and hit 2 month lows, gained about 0.2% in the last hour before ending down 0.09%. European shares took hurt from the brief move higher on Wall Street, said Steve Sonsnick, chief strategist at interactive brokers Nasdaq IBKR, and markets are being very skittish in a central heavy week. They have gotten very circular. One looks to the other and then takes in skew, especially when you are in volatile times. He said, citing United States yields on 10-year Treasury bonds hitting intraday lows as the turning point. He also notes that reduced expectation, now at around 15% for a 100 basis points hike BPS by the Fed on Wednesday, could also be aiding sentiment. It is seen delivering its third straight 75 basis point hike of the year. Most of the banks meeting this week from Switzerland to South Africa are expected to hike, with markets sleep on whether the Bank of England will go by 50 or 75 basis points. European markets closed their worst weekly performance in 3 months on Friday on escalating recession worries amid aggressive monetary policy tightening, while cautions against in major regional bourses were led by a 0.5% rise in the German DAX France's CAC 40 index and underperformed, losing 0.3%, weighing on sentiment. There was the collapse of a merger plan between two TV companies, TFI and M6, that could have created a giant to challenge United States streaming services such as Netflix. Nasdaq and FLX shares in TF1 fell 2.3% and M6 declined 3.4% as they note antitrust requests had made the deal irrelevant. More broadly, consumers and industrial stocks led gains, which were countered by losses in healthcare and real estate stock. Volumes were tightened by a holiday in London. In a bright spot, Volkswagen ETR VOWG_P edged up 1.1% as it saw a valuations of up to 75 billion euros, 75.1 billion for luxury sport car maker Porsche. It will be Germany's second largest retail public offering or IPO in history. Shares in Porsche Holding SE, Volkswagen's top shareholder, at 3.5%, topping Germany's DAX index. European stocks higher. German producer prices soared to record levels. Investing.com, European stock markets edged higher Thursday following the global trend upwards, although sentiment remains fragile ahead of the start of the United States Federal Reserve today policy meeting. By 4 ET, its GMT, the DAX in Germany traded 0.1% higher, the CAC 40 in France rose 0.1%, and United Kingdom's FTSE 100 climbed 0.4%. European equities are staging a recovery from last week's sell-offs, scrolling on from the positive close on Wall Street, where the major United States benchmark average climbed for 9 weeks lows. However, gains are tentative ahead of the start of the Fed's latest meeting, which is widely expected to result in another 75 basis points interest rate hike following last week's higher than expected consumer inflation figures. The Fed won't be alone in raising rate this week, with Sweden's Riksbank hiking by a full percentage point earlier Thursday, and the Bank of England, the Swiss National Bank, and the Norges banks in Norway all expected to largely follow suit. I think that's all from me. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe.